Hello readers, welcome back to my channel. This is me Pooja, and today's video is going to be about the July TBR, the books that I've read in the month of July and also in the month of June. And we will be discussing these books here, and I'm going to be reviewing a lot of books which I have read. So these books are sad, traumatic, happy, and there is a lot of emotions. There is a spicy also which I have read. So let's not waste any further time and let's begin this video. Let me show you the books that I have read this month. So let's begin with the first book that I have read in the month of June actually. And this is, I think, the most read book among readers. And I've also read this one, and this is the book. It Ends With Us. It is by Colin Hoover and the very first book in my collection from Colin Hoover. So I think I have a pirated copy with me. So I read. The story in this is about Lily, Atlas, and Ryle. Lily and Atlas are the past lovers, like the first love, I would say. And Lily is in Boston. She wants to open a flower shop, and Ryle is a neurosurgeon, a handsome neurosurgeon, and Lily falls in love with him. But she meets Atlas in Boston, where he owns up a restaurant, and her past comes to a surface. And she also has this weird past where her father has bitten her mother, and she doesn't want a partner like her father, but she finds resemblance of Ryle and her father. So that's where she wants to put an end to that hurt which she has faced by Ryle, where she thinks that she loves him, okay, she loves Ryle, but she has to put an end to their relationship. And I think most of the people have read and are aware there is also a movie on this book. So It Ends With Us. This is what I have read. Easy read. I prefer reading this book than the movie because I feel there are diary entries by Lily which is very good, which are not shown in the movie. So the book is better. The next book I want to discuss is also a book of Colin Hoover. I think this is the most traumatic book ever. This has given me trauma. I think most of the readers will relate to this because I don't like the cover of this. I don't really like the cover. I mean, dark. I know there are dark secrets in this. It's the story of Verity, where Verity is a famous author and she has written books, and there are quite, a series book. And she's currently bedridden, and Jeremy wants another author, that is Lowen, to complete Verity's books because she cannot complete it. Lowen is a struggling author, and she agrees to write Verity's book, and she comes to their place, I mean, the Crawford's place. And after that, when she goes through her stuff, when she goes through Verity's stuff, she finds a manuscript where she's writing autobiography of herself. Verity is famous because she's writing the books from a villain point of view, and that's what she becomes a villain in her real life. And Lovin finds the manuscript, she hands it over to Jeremy, and Jeremy and Lovin at last end up killing Verity, whether she was a good mother, whether she was a really not a villain in her life. So this book is all about that. While reading this, I found like it is fast and easy, but at the same time I was feeling this trauma handling all the characters. So I'm not going to recommend this because this is going to give a trauma to a lot of people. So no. But the book, the plot twist is very very amazing. The next book I have read in the month of July is Me Before You. I know I have this movie in my laptop and I wanted to give it a try to see whether the movie is better or the book is better. But I found both the the movie and the book, they are more or less the same, but the reading in this, the language in this is very tough, and I feel the movie is much more better than the book. I know it is adapted from this book, but I feel the movie is much better than reading this. This is around 500 pages, and I feel, but at least I read it. It's okay. So, in the month of July, I finished this book. The next book I read in the month of July is The Fine Print. I mean, I had a lot of expectations from this book. It's the story of Rowan and Zara, and it's on a dreamland Disney, where Rowan is very like a billionaire sort, and Zara is hairstylist, and she becomes a scriptwriter or something in their company, and it's the story between these two people, contemporary, slow burn, and I feel while reading this, I felt like the author was comparing, the metaphors were used a lot, like this is like that, this is like that, he smiles like this. So the like word stayed with me when I was reading this particular book. But if you are someone who wants slow burn and very dreamy sort of a book, then I would recommend you this one. But for me, it's a no. The next book I want to talk about is The Silent Patient. This is one of my favorite book because the story in this is very original. I mean, I have never seen and heard anywhere this kind of a story. And it's the story of Elisa Berenson and Gabriel, her husband. She is, they both are living in London, okay? And one evening, Alicia hits her husband. She shoots him on the face, 5 times on the face. And the reason for that is unknown, because after that, she goes silent. So that's why the name, The Silent Patient. And Alicia is silent and she is in mental asylum, and that's why, she needs therapy. And there is a character named Theo Faber, okay? He helps, I mean, he tries his best to make Alicia speak, okay? And when she starts speaking, that is the point where the unexpected, unawaited plot twist comes into picture. This particular book I'm going to recommend to all the readers, must read. And this is the first, like, which got me into thrillers, I would say, which got me into thriller, I would say. So recommending this book. So the next book I have is one of the most talked book, I would say. It's Murakami. Actually, I'll tell you a story. I have two books of Murakami. First, I bought from the bookstore and then from the book fair. See, it happens with most of the readers. I think the readers will relate to me that sometimes things happen that we have a copy, one copy, unaware it's there lying in a bookshelf, and we end up buying one more copy. So I have two books. Maybe I could gift someone. So yeah, let's talk about this book. Murakami. I purchased this book because everybody was talking about Murakami. Murakami this, Murakami that. The books are sad. It's very tough to read. You will not understand Murakami. So I had to give it a try. So I got this Murakami. I think I googled also on. Uh, I googled asking which is the easiest book I can start if I have to read Murakami, and it showed me this. So I started reading Murakami. Okay, it's the story of Sumaya, okay, who is a lesbian and who is in love with a woman 17 years older to her, and she has a best friend, a guy named K. K is the only word. I mean, that's the only letter given. There's no full name, anything. K is her best friend and the guy who is in love with Sumai. So she tells him that she is going on a trip to an island with this woman who's older to her, and on that island she disappears. So, since Sumaya is not there to tell the story, this story is told by K. And K goes in search of Sumaya on that island. And when he goes there, he finds this some kind of a magical thing. I don't know whether it's a time travel or I am not aware, but he finds something strange on that island. He believes that Sumaya is, maybe she's alive, maybe she has disappeared, or whether she has entered the parallel universe. Nobody knows. I mean, this author, Murakami, Haruki Murakami's book, I mean, it's difficult to understand because even the writing is very difficult to understand. Okay, and his books are mysterious, magical, and it's like he's this is total abstract writing. It's like you can draw so many conclusions out of this book. It's like you can interpret whether this is real, this is not, this is magical, this is mysterious. So you can draw your own conclusions when you're reading Murakami. And if you are someone who wants to start with Murakami, I think this is the best one, because I also have Kafka on the show and I tried reading that. I was facing difficulty, but then I started with this one. Um, the sad part is I wanted to get Norwegian Wood actually, and I ended up buying these two books. I thought that Norwegian Wood was already there. That's why I bought the Sputnik Sweetheart. But happens. So I'm yet to buy Norwegian Wood. I'm gonna start reading Norwegian Wood since I love this. I mean, I'm loving Murakami's book now. This books actually, he's a Japanese author. Haruki Murakami is a Japanese author, and these books, and most of his books are translated by Philip Gabriel. And I am liking the way he has translated. I mean, the words are so good. It's like I read this book twice, okay? Once because I didn't understand, I was just reading it. I thought that is something I missed. I thought that I didn't read it wholeheartedly. I was like, okay, we reached a point, the plot twist is there. I mean, that plot is there. She disappears. What happened to Kay? It was very difficult for me to understand, but I thought that I should read this book again. So I read it, and then I thought, oh my god, I came to know that the book is meant to be like that. And I can't stop recommending this book since I have to. I'm hoping I'll gift it to my friends. So, yeah, Murakami. So, the next book I read is Bridgerton. There is a series of Bridgerton, The Viscount Who Loved Me, and I thought that since it's adapted from the book, I thought that book would be better to read than the series. I watched the series first, okay, and because I watched the series, I got this book. I had high expectations of this book, but it has utterly disappointed me, and I'm not gonna recommend this because I didn't like it. Slow, and the concepts are very not so good in the book as compared to the series. So I'm not going to recommend this, but I had to finish it. I read it this July. The next books actually, I mean, I have read a series in the month of July, and it's a mafia series. This is a spicy book, okay? And the book is The Predator. This is a story of Tristan Kane and Morana Vitalio. I love Tristan Kane. The spice in this is, I think this is the first spice book I have read, and I am happy with it. Okay, there are quite nice dialogues like fictional men says. I mean, the Tristan Kane. Haha. Let me recite you some of the dialogues which I have marked. I have put tabs on it, so yeah. Okay. He says, "No one else gets to kill you, Miss Vitalio. The last face you see before you die will be mine. When it comes to death, you are mine." I mean, there's one more. Death isn't the main course, sweetheart, it's the dessert. Never make the mistake of thinking you scare me, it will be your last. Tristan Kane. So I loved reading this. This has become one of my favorite in the spice because this is the first book I read in the spice section. And the next book in that series is The Reaper. I must say this is the extra version of Tristan Kane and Morana Vitalio. And I think the author should have clubbed only one book, but he has given this book is also good, but okay, but I like the first one. And the next book in the series is The Emperor. I mean, if I have to like someone other than Tristan, I guess it's going to be Dante Maruni. It's the story of Dante Maruni and Amara, and the spice in this is, I mean, I'm happy reading this. I think my spice ended over here after this because I read the finisher, the annihilator. I didn't like those. The syndicator is remaining, but I am not finding it that good because I want to read it, but at the same time, I feel that it's going to be worse. Let's see. I think I should end this video. So I will be making another video where I'll be discussing all the ebooks that I have read in the month of July. Okay, so let's end this video here. See you in my next video. Until then, keep reading. Bye.